President Trump has said many things about Chicago, worse than Afghanistan.
A friendly amendment, best freaking city in the world, city of Chicago. I'm calling on any Chicagoan who has any information about these mass shootings.
Now 7 people in the hospital this morning after yet another mass shooting.
But right now, you can't keep telling us that crime is down when we know it's not down.
Grace and peace, everybody. We are back. We're going to get at it. We're going to jump up to the Midwest. We're going to Chicago. We're going to check out what Brandon Johnson is doing. And I'm kind of hyped up because there's a phrase, there's a stat that you hear that crime is down in Chicago. Matter of fact, it's actually part of the thumbnail, right? We're going to look at that. I just pulled up the numbers right now. We're going to look at that as well. And we're going to see, is crime down in Chicago? I think you all probably already know where we're going to go with this. I'm going to explain why Brandon Johnson is correct, but Brandon Johnson is also wrong. I'll explain. Let's bring this video in. Let's go.
President Trump has said many things about Chicago, including that it is, I have this NBC News report, worse than Afghanistan.
A friendly amendment, best freaking city in the world, city of Chicago.
Chicago is the largest rail hub in America.
That is correct.
Chicago is a quantum technology hub in this country.
$20 billion new investment.
Chicago area is the home to the second most number of Fortune 500 headquarters of any city in America, right?
Just voted again the top relocator for corporate headquarters for 13 consecutive years.
And it's home to O'Hare Airport, the most interconnected airport on the continent. Is that right?
That is correct.
That doesn't sound like Afghanistan to me, sir, does it?
The city of Chicago is a beautiful place. We also have 20% of the world's fresh water right in our front yard. Our restaurants are amazing. In fact, everything that is dope about America comes from Chicago.
Look, I look at Chicago. I mean, you got a really bad governor in Chicago and a bad mayor. I look at how that city has been overrun by criminals. And
we're seeing the historic declines in crime and violence in our city. So year to date, you can see violent crime is down 21%. Homicides are down 27.6%. Shootings are down 38%. Robberies are down 33%. So these are obviously encouraging trends. My top priority is to build the safest, most affordable big city in America. And of course, over the next few weeks, we're going to continue to address these hot spots as they arise.
We start with new information on the deadly River North mass shooting. The gunman targeted people as they stood outside the Artist Lounge, where an album release party had just wrapped up for Chicago rapper Melo.
Erica, police have confirmed this shooting that left 2 men and 2 women in their 20s dead was not random. This was a targeted shooting. I asked the Chicago police superintendent about concerns that this incident was gang-related, with corresponding concerns about retaliation.
Take a look at your screen. This new video shows the moment the car drove up to Artist Lounge at Chicago and Franklin, the people inside firing guns. You can actually see the flashes of light from the gunfire. We've blurred the images of the victims. The calls for help started coming in around 11, with 18 people shot, 4 of them killed.
Hey, squad, we need more ambulance out here. We don't have nearly enough.
The venue targeted, according to police. We know the crowd was leaving the album release party for Chicago-born rapper Melo. Her new album, Hollyhood. She confirmed on social media many of the people hurt were her friends.
This wasn't some random shooting where someone just decided that they were going to shoot at this particular group of people.
Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling, joined by Mayor Brandon Johnson and other city public safety leaders addressing the mass shooting. Still unclear exactly how many shooters were involved, but police say there were 2 different calibers of shell casings found at the scene. Major concerns right now, heading into a holiday weekend.
The Chicago Police Department will be out in full force, making sure that we're keeping the city safe and protecting lives.
Superintendent Snelling didn't confirm or deny a connection to gang violence when I asked him, saying they're working with federal partners and would be prepared for retaliation.
We're also making sure that anything that we uncover and there's a possibility of retaliation, we would have an idea of where that retaliation could occur, and we would put resources in place to prevent that.
We will not rest until there is full accountability.
This is crazy, man.
I'm calling on any Chicagoan who has any information information about these mass shootings. I'm calling on anyone who has information to come forward.
We've been checking in with Chicago police throughout the day on this. Of course, right now, no one in custody, no arrests. And you just heard it from Mayor Brandon Johnson himself. City leaders are asking anyone with any information about this shooting to please come forward and share it.
Well, this was not only a packed party, it was also a tight-knit group. Many of the people who were shot and injured were a part of the host's inner circle. And that includes Shania Battle, who is here recovering in her hospital bed right now. But her sister is one of the people who did not survive. What could have been a series of posts about celebration gave way to tribute. The rapper, Melo, posting photos of those killed, including her 23-year-old boyfriend, Devontae Williamson, sharing photos of them together, videos in the car, and dancing. One caption reading, "My handsome man." Still more posts reference the women shot in what police say was a targeted shooting, though they did not say who the target was. The artist writing, "Prayers up for all my sisters. God, please wrap your arms around every last one of them." Adding, "She feels like everything is just weighing down on me. All I can do is talk to God and pray." Melo posting a photo of one woman killed, Taylor, and another, Avi King, seen here with her sister in happier times. The two siblings celebrating Shania Battle, King proudly wearing a shirt across her back that reads, "Sister." The medical examiner's office has also identified the remaining man who is deceased as 25-year-old Leon Henry from the Ashburn neighborhood. All of the victims who are deceased were in just their 20s. Shania, who is inside, she says she still has a bullet lodged in her mouth, missing several teeth. It is hard to talk. She will have a surgery ahead of her and a recovery.
That same venue is no stranger to violence. In November 2022, 4 people were shot, one fatally, when it was called Hush Lounge. Chicago police ordered it closed. Owners of the new restaurant took over the location just a couple of months ago. They hadn't even had an official grand opening yet.
That's
Ahead at
crazy.
6, one alderman's push to make sure they don't.
7 people in the hospital this morning after yet another mass shooting, this time on the city's south side. Sol Rizal.
Yeah, Suzanne, all of the victims at last check were in either serious or critical condition. We know 4 women and 3 men were shot. Police say 2 gunmen opened fire into a crowd of people that were standing outside. Take a look at the shooting's aftermath. We have video of that scene. You'll see a large response from the Chicago Fire Department there. At one point, we see large shell casings on the ground. This happened just after 11 o'clock last night near South Justine and 49th Street. You'll hear fireworks going off there in the background. Police say 2 unknown men approached the victims on foot before opening fire. Most of the victims brought here to UFC, while some were taken to Mount Sinai Hospital. 2 21-year-olds and a 27-year-old. A 42-year-old were all shot in the legs. 2 25-year-old women were also shot. They were shot in the back end and the side. A 29-year-old man was shot in the arm. At least 3 of those victims taken to Mount Sinai. The others brought here to UFC. No telling if there are more victims who possibly self-transported to the hospital. Suzanne, from what we've heard over a police scanner radio, it seems officers may be connecting this to a shooting that happened earlier in the night. Of course, all of this is still under investigation. So far, no arrests have been made as police continue their search for those 2 gunmen.
Just hours ago, we heard from police following dozens of arrests in downtown. Officers say while things were mostly peaceful for the 4th of July holiday, police took about 60 people into custody, including dozens of juveniles. Their parents were also cited. Some of the charges involved guns and illegal fireworks. Police increased patrols for the holiday weekend after several years of lawlessness downtown.
Juveniles will come down. They'll come down with fireworks in groups. But we're not going to have that anymore. We're going to hold the guardians and the parents accountable to the individuals that are coming down that are being dropped off in large numbers. I'm saying hundreds.
Tonight.
Let's just also point out, he used the word accountable. So, that's a naughty word. That's a 4-letter word that you cannot use, sir. Really, I do think that it's the parents' fault. That they have children, and we live in a society where we're constantly needing to be entertained. We have to have that steady dopamine drip all day, all the time. And we have kids who want something active going on. They're not just sitting down reading. They're not just chilling. They're not just unwinding with their family. They got to be involved in something. And I do think this is part of the problem. But these parents, they're going to have to come up with a solution. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's these parents that have to come up with a solution to keep their kids engaged and out of trouble. Out of trouble. That's what they're going to have to do. 60 people arrested? And they said that was mostly peaceful. That's wild. But there's actually more. So let's keep it going. Let's roll.
And tomorrow, police say they will continue to have a strong presence downtown. And chaos erupted in some parts of downtown last night as illegal fireworks lit up more than just the sky.
It's upsetting. It's happening a lot, but it's what it is.
Weekend.
Yeah.
It's actually happening quite often. And I know some people say, you're living downtown, you should, expect it, accept it. And
look at that.
We would love for it to be a little bit less.
And while police had a stronger presence this year, some say it's time for stronger policy and permanent solutions.
So Brandon Johnson think that he can keep telling us a lie long enough that we are going to believe it. He want us to believe that crime is down in Chicago. Meanwhile, just this very weekend, 20 people got shot and we had 3 fatalities. We have a 20-year-old woman shot in the head and killed on the south side of Chicago. We have a 32-year-old man shot in Bucktown. We also, at a business on 63rd Street, West Woodlawn area, we had 4 people shot. A 25-year-old, a 31-year-old, he died, and a 40-year-old, and the youngest one is a 6-year-old. We also had a guy that I knew personally, went to school with my kids, who got shot and killed Friday on his birthday. So Brandon Johnson wants you to believe that crime is down. You don't have to keep telling us crime is down. When crime is down, guess what? The people who don't have the 150 to 250 police detail that you and your family have, we'll know it. We would know that. We would tell you that crime is down in our communities because we would be able to feel it and know that we are safe. We'll feel that we're safe in our communities. But right now, you can't keep telling us that crime is down when we know it's not down. Also, don't let Brandon Johnson and Pritzker lie to you. Right now, Brandon Johnson is on a tour pandering to Black Chicago, acting like he's listening to the people and he want to hear what you have to say. You know why he can't do whatever you tell him that you need him to do? Because he have sold his soul to the Democratic Party.
I sing, baby. Okay, let me stop real quick. This brother goes in like nobody's business. So I'm gonna bring this in. So this is the FBI crime statistics for Chicago. And I only ask it to give me the unaliving and non-negligent manslaughter statistics. So I was thinking about it. I said, man, he keeps saying that crime is down, but down compared to what? Well, down compared to 2020 and 2022. Those years were very high. So let's just go. In 2018, they had 579 unalivings, basically a rate of 20.7. Okay, let me make sure it's a little bit bigger. There we go. 2020, that's the year, the summer of love. It was super crazy all over the world, but let's keep going. 779. So they had that number ballooned up to 28.4 per 100,000 people. So you had 28 unalivings to every 100,000 people. That's a lot. But then in 2022, it started trickling down. Well, why? Because of the lawlessness of 2020. I'm sure if we pulled in 2021, we'd see the same thing. It probably starts trickling down because we had all that lawlessness in 2020, all that lawlessness in 2021. It started trickling down. People stopped wanting to be lawless. The riots stopped. The burning stopped. The protests stopped. Let's keep going. In 2022, they had 715 unalivings, again, 26.6 per 100,000. But now in 2024, they had 581, which is 21.4 per 100,000, which looks a lot like 2018. I don't think any unaliving is good, but it's down considerably. Almost 200 people are not unalived every year based upon the 2018 numbers. But so, yeah, technically, Brandon Johnson is correct. Crime is down. The problem is it's down from 2-3 very, very gross years. And therein is the problem. That's why Brandon Johnson can be right and wrong at the same time in saying that crime is down. Okay, let's go ahead and check out my brother back, bring him back in here. He's got a lot to say, so let's give him a chance.
Nobody batting an eye. Y'all got y'all priorities messed up in the black community. Y'all worry about everything else. Try stopping the violence in the black community. Y'all roll Jesse Jackson out there, that goof preacher from Atlanta. All y'all come to Chicago talking about some illegal immigration. We got so much going on in the black community, and none of you politicians, none of you celebrities, none of you so-called leaders try to stop it. Violence at an all-time high. You talking about violence is down in Chicago. These kids can't even go out and enjoy themselves. Shooting 16 girls, man. Because black people hate each other. Because we get up and go to work, take care of our family, we don't be around you.
He's right, you know.
Why does it get to the point where they get so heartless? Shooting little kids in the head. None of you got eye. Man, you got a goof mayor up here. You got fake politicians, pro-black. All is fake. Can't none of you tell me nothing. I know what it is. All these black people in the community with these positions, they just care about themselves. They don't care about you. I don't know when y'all gonna wake up.
He's right, you know.
To that toxic segment of the black community, it's your favorite Uncle Tom. But Chicago, what's going on? 19 people pewed and injured, 4 unalived, all women, at a Chicago nightclub for an album release party of an artist whose name I'm not going to mention. And I don't even need to guess who's responsible, because it's always the usual suspects. I'm waiting for the news conference from your mayor, Brandon Johnson. I'm waiting for the outrage from Reverend Al Sharpton. I'm waiting for news flashes of condolences from all your liberal news outlets. And why do I think that that's probably not going to happen? Because the victims and the perpetrators look alike. And you see, that don't make headlines. It doesn't fit the victim narrative. I mean, when are you going to realize that the Republican Party is not the problem? Trump is not the problem. White people are not the problem. Your culture is. Your music is. The criminals that you protect and idolize are the problem. What is it going to take for you to realize that this toxic culture that you have adopted as your own is going to be your downfall?
I need y'all to answer down in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about that. Do you agree that it's the culture, that is the music and the culture that is what's causing this problem in Chicago? Or what would you say is the problem? Is it because they don't have jobs? Is it because of immigrants? Is it because of Trump? Is it because of white people? What is the reason for this, and what is the solution that you would give? Let me know down below. I'm looking forward to talking about this some more. I'm gonna add this to my mayoral Monday. I'll make sure that this playlist is somewhere around here and definitely tagged in the description. Let's check it out. Let's keep this going. Let's keep talking about this, and let me know, what do you think would be a good, healthy solution for this problem? I'm looking forward to hearing what you got to say. Thanks so much for liking the video. I appreciate you subscribing and helping us get that closer to hitting our goal of 50,000. I'm looking forward to celebrating with y'all real soon. So till the next time, everybody, grace and peace.